Viewpoints, Elicitation Technique by Michael Jury and David Snavely. What is the Viewpoints method? The Viewpoints method is meant to take into account all the perspectives of the end product, taking into account the needs of the people and systems who will interact with the tool. Here's some examples of different viewpoints. You might look at it from the viewpoint of services, workflows, organization, or systems. There are many other types of viewpoints that could be used depending on what application or tool you're trying to analyze or look at. Some of the advantages that can be gained by using the viewpoints technique is that it ensures that the resulting solution meets the needs of everyone involved. Also, it creates a complete and consistent description of the model system. It also supports prioritization of requirements. This is especially important when being looked at with a tool that is supported by multiple different types of users and maybe a cross integration of tools that need to all function together seamlessly. It's also great for complicated projects for the same reason, because all of these requirements can be seen from all the different viewpoints and they can be prioritized accordingly so that none of those needs are left out. There are some disadvantages as well to using the viewpoints technique. It is expensive to take every aspect into account, both in time and money. Also, having a structured set of viewpoints can be too rigid and not allow the flexibility of different organizations to really approach all relevant viewpoints. Though I will say this has been somewhat mitigated by a more flexible approach to viewpoints and not sticking to the four previously subcategories of viewpoints, but rather looking for any valid viewpoint that can be recognized, looking for its strengths and requirements, and using it as one of the viewpoints. And lastly, it doesn't help identify non-functional requirements. These are some of the disadvantages as to why you might not choose to use the viewpoint technique. So to summarize, when should you use viewpoints? Well, for projects where the system entities have detailed and complicated relationships with each other. On the other hand, when should you not use viewpoints? Well, for single function applications that only have one type of user, this would definitely not gain from any of those advantages.
For the work ticketing program that we are going to be making the design document for over this semester, we have come up with three main perspectives. The customer who will be issuing the ticket to the business, the user who will follow the ticket throughout its life, and any external tools that will integrate with the work ticketing program. From the customer's perspective, the work ticketing system needs to provide them a way to input all of the information that the user would need to complete the job. Also to optionally allow them to increase their priority level for presumably an additional cost, so it would go through the system faster, and be able to view and modify any of the data that they entered in later on down the line. The user for the work ticketing system would need the system to properly track the lifetime of a ticket, as well as keep track of any specific notes on any certain point along the lifetime, and have a running tally of what is the most important project to be working on at any given moment. Any other external or internal tools that would interface with the ticketing management software would have their own views of the software. Some examples might be an archiving system for past tickets, a mobile application that could send the customer the status of their ticket, and a tool that could send the customer the receipt for their ticket.